Hi guys, it's me, MicheleMarieDalene, North American Snow Queen, and today we're going to do a video for a man on the 2012 forum. He calls himself Cheyenne, and for him, he wants to know a little more about me, the person. So, we're going to be talking more about me, the person. Now, Lumi will also have her own special or separate video to describe herself. First of all, my name is MicheleMarieDalene. That is my legal name. I was born on February 13th, 1968. I am considered female, although technically I am a hermaphrodite. I am legally blind, but I do manage to get things done. I have nystagmus, and let's see what else. I have some hearing loss. My legal blindness is caused in part by ocular albinism. Now, the hair I have is not its natural color. It's a brownish. If you go on my Facebook page, you would notice and see some of the my old hairstyle. There's only one picture of me up there with my original hair color. I didn't like it very much, so I don't make a big deal about it. Let's see. I have been an active pagan now pretty much almost all my life. Even when I was born and raised, first as a Lutheran, and then I became a Catholic later on my own. There was just something about the pagan communities that particularly interested me, especially in the fact is that we begin to accept that we are part of a great system that Mother Asna, as her Earth guides, Mother Gaia, has provided for us. One of the things is that makes it so amazing is that we are here to share this earth with all the plants, animals, and creatures, and that we are part of the earth and that we're not above it. Unfortunately, some people tend to think that the earth is to be used as our playground and that lives of animals don't matter. This, of course, is not the case. We are to live in harmony with the earth, and that is pretty much what I believe in. Let's see, I do things by hand. I wash my laundry by hand. I sew. I cook. I love kerosene lamps. I love gas lights. I love horses and oxen and cow and, and I've always been interested in farming. But because I live in a suburban environment, we don't really get much chance to do that. I do not like getting my fingernails dirty. But at least, kind of like the commercial says, my fingernails may be dirty, but my conscience is clean. I say we, I keep saying we because I am always so much attached to Lemmy. I, in this case, believe that all mankind and womankind should be living in peace with everybody. I think that the whole idea of violence and war and acting like your country is better than everybody else's country and fighting over stupid crap is just not the way to go. Now, one of the things originally he asked for was for me to send a message to the casting department for a program regarding what I would like to see in an off-grid community. I thought I would take that time to tell you here when we think about off-grid communities and how I see them differently. An off-grid community is quite often seen as a person who's got their own solar, wind, maybe a small hydroelectric generation plant located in a small river or stream. That's great. That's a good start. But you had to go buy the stuff from factories on the grid. So in essence, you're not really living truly off the grid. But then even our frontiers ancestors didn't really live off the grid in that sense either. After all, they were buying shotguns, muskets, things like that. But on the other hand, when I think of off the grid living, I tend to think of people who are helping to sustain each other. I love looking at the Amish and Amish communities and how they work together. While I don't support shunning, I think shunning is stupid when an Amish person leaves a community or is ostracized for doing it wrong. They're shunned. I think shunning is a very bad way of trying to encourage change. Although we do that nowadays on the political level, we just call it embargoes and also other behaviors to encourage the country to change their way of thinking. It doesn't really work necessarily well in the Amish communities, and it doesn't necessarily work very well when dealing with countries. So quite often it just makes the person feel more and more angry, or makes the country feel more and more angry as well. The most important thing I feel is that to truly be off the grid means is that we have to try to be creative. Now, being I am an octarine, or often known as crystal adult, I am an off the grid thinker. I've always thought outside the box. Even though I live in an area where there's mains power, and internet and phone, I am always looking to find ways to lessen my impact on the grid. I love gas lights. I love gas. Okay, I love cooking with it. I love heating with it. I love lighting with it, and I love refrigerating with it. And of course, in the case of natural gas, occasionally, I love to sniff it. I just love it. I just love coming into a kitchen with a gas fire burning and say a pot of water on it, and you can hear the nice happy hiss as the gas is going to the burner and is being used for productive purposes such as heating the water from a cup of tea. Unfortunately, the apartment I live in, the landlord had taken all the gas pipes out, and unfortunately left us basically gasless. The only gas I get now is a small camp stove that's located outside on the porch, which burns gasoline, and it's a Coleman stove, and we use that to cook when I don't want to use the electric stove. The other gas we have comes from our ass. But fortunately the food I eat doesn't tend to make too much of that, so I guess that's a blessing in its own right. Well, let's see. I went to college. Originally I majored in computer programming, but after studying computers for all those years, since 1989 to 1993, I began to really ask myself as if this is really where I wanted to go in my lifetime, because I didn't feel that I could seriously commit myself to working with an inanimate object with the kind of crazy, reckless hours that were expected for software development at that time. Windows 3.1 was king. Windows for Workgroups was king. This is prior to Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows Me, Windows NT, Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever. So obviously I was really behind the curve. But as I said, my devotion and love of spirituality and love of the earth, it was very simple that for me, I wanted to live in harmony with Mother Gaia and find a way to work with her to preserve all the things in the earth that are part of our life. I mean, I have a cat here, which just jumped off the couch. That's a good example of this. I have pets. I've always had an affinity with animals, and that gives me a very wonderful opportunity to get into the little minds and find out what they're thinking about, and to make them happy. And they like to make me happy. True, not all my pets are really friendly. Fluffy is a little bit temperamental. But let's see. So for me, an ideal community would be a group where people get together and create their own energy. Be from using calcium carbide in water to make acetylene for lighting, heating, and cooking, to maybe making wood gas, using a gasifier that could be used to power the vehicles in the community. I would prefer to have animal powered, such as horse or oxen pulling my vehicles, such as a carriage or a wagon, versus an internal combustion engine. Steam would be cool. Actually, steam would be very hot, but steam would be a wonderful example of an energy where we can produce a tremendous amount of torque using burning things such as corn husks, hay, animal dung, people dung. Well, it has to be dried out first. The human waste should be recycled, composted along with our animal wastes. That could be fed into a methane digester, producing also methane gas, which again could be used for heating, lighting, cooking, refrigeration. And I just would like to create a community where all those things could come to be. Oh yeah, but every time I try to do that in the current time, I keep running into the fact that people say to me, "You can't do that." And I say, "Why?" "Because you don't have any money." That's true, I don't. I live in poverty, or just above it, because of my disabilities. I just get just enough from Social Security to live a very, very minimal life. I don't have a lot of extra funds to spend. So the dream of having a homestead type environment where we could be able to live our dream is just not something that is going to be likely to happen in the near time soon. Now, I think I ran over. Yeah, I ran over. Oops! So, we're going to get going. It's about a few minutes of that, and I'll let Lumi have her shot now.